Good morning. The first thing I have to say is welcome. Welcome to my page, my blog page video that ends up in a star somewhere in the sky, somewhere in the matrix roof. How does it work? I don't know. Roof, roof, where's the roof? Where's the roof? I guess the dogs are coming out. But don't forget about other things like the cat. How about two cats and a dog? That would be the pound key of 44, which would mean 944 Porsche. Now, where in the world do I come up with this? So, what's the answer? Well, in French, a cat is number 4. Two number 4s is 44, or Barack Obama. 4 by 4 is 16. Times 4 is 64, which is 8 by 8, which is 64, which is the age of Prince Charles, which is a 9/11 corner, for Connecticut. 44 and 44 is Barack Obama coming into office in 2 terms. You understand 2 terms? His first term is to come in and tell you the story. In his second term, he finishes the story by what he hasn't told you, to come to terms with things. 44 and 44 is 88, H&H, Herbert Hoover. And I can go down the line of presidents and tell you a story about every single one, according to the basic gematria and according to the way people play, games people play, and how I read through it. Rand Paul, I read a story about him during the election, and he did something that was so weird. Was it done purposely? Was I the only one that noticed it? In order to get a little bit more publicity for his father, Ron Paul, he'd elected to take a side away from Ron Paul and go to the right. Now, how can Rand Paul come in and Ron Paul not come in? My question was this whole thing a setup? Ron Paul, 76 years old, the independence of 76, so he comes in to represent the independence. Is he telling us the truth? Well, his heart and life was always truth. So it seems like he is telling us the truth. But in games people play and the setup in the governments, he probably didn't even know what he was doing. But if Barack Obama goes to court in the next few months and loses, who will they elect? There's only one person to elect, and that's Ron Paul. But his son, I see him as being two-faced. Why? Because when they made the Batman movies, wasn't there a Two-Face in there? The Joker, the Riddler, Batman, hanging upside down, hanging man by his feet, representing what? Chicago. Why? Because the outline of the American map has Chicago with a chicken upside down, hanging by his feet, down near the highways. I think it's Highway 65, the White Wolf. Isn't that pretty funny? Freedom and the White Wolf, 55 and 65, in between Mississippi. MISS, I miss. ISS, I miss. IPPI, to piss on me, a pissenlit, which is a yellow flower that turns to white molecules, or however you want to say it, and it gets blown into the air, and then people end up with whatever they call that, achoo! Okay, achoo! So where was I going with this? I know the video is a little bit boring, but this is for my star, and I ended up sharing it with you, whoever watches, because, you know what, I may miss something, and things that I might say might not make really any sense at all, but to somebody, he might say, so fuck, yeah, I see what he says. He doesn't know it, but I see it. But if Ron Paul comes in, everything has to get demolished, basically, in politics. It's going to be for the people. They have to stop doing, I can't tell you what they have to stop doing, but everybody has to buy homegrown. You ever hear what they say with the marijuana? Homegrown. So you got to buy your veg. Forget about the money. Money has to change. It's not going to have the same value. The number of money is 27. The name of many. It's not a very big change between money and many. Just change the O for an A, and you got many and money. Money's got to change. Money's going to change so much that it's going to make people sad. Very sad. because it won't have the same value. But if you spend it properly, it'll have more of a value now than ever before. You have to construct buildings, just like I watched in a video YouTube, and put vegetables. Forget about the cost. Forget about it. Money has been manipulated into our minds that we don't even understand it anymore. Now I want to get into something else. Old people. Dementia, gematria, same thing. They're losing the contact with their own numbers in their mind. They become weak, and just like in my dreams last night, I dreamed 3 dreams. I remembered each one. I woke up after each one, and I said, oh shit, I'm so tired, I can't mark it down. And I went back to bed, and I wake up this morning, and I'm all confused because I can't remember what the dreams were about. But they were good dreams. They're all good dreams. So that means the old people go through the same thing, but they go through it while they're awake. So they have to have this continuous play of numbers, and they have to. It shouldn't stress them. Oh yeah, what's going on? Oh, that's pretty cool. But what happened in this world is there's so many bad things. Nobody wants to stay in contact with the numbers. So we blank it out. Like me, I'd shut off my TV. I threw one of them out. I cut my cable off because I don't want to see the commercials. I don't want it to change the way I think in what I'm doing. I'm bipolar. And I can say this about the old people and their minds because I have the same problem with my mind. It's not that I don't remember. It's just that a lot of things make me nervous. I don't like to see people cheating other people. It bothers me. I don't like to be cheated. But what I learned about myself of being cheated is it's okay. Because now I have the advantage over the people who cheated me. I don't trust them. I don't have to tell them. Because I don't want the story. Oh, come on, it's okay. You got to believe me. Don't worry about it. Just wait another couple of weeks. No. You got to get something done. It's got to be done now. You don't need the extra time for something in your mind so that you're going to forget something else or do something irrationally. So the old people have to work with games. They have to feel more up in humor. If you ever notice, the old ladies usually die a year after their husbands die because they're not in the same formation in the mind. Well, my grandmother has lived 25 years. Is it 25 years? After my grandfather has passed. She's going to be 99 this year. And she's starting to lose her mind because we don't go see her enough, and she's told us that. You know, you don't come see us, but the whole thing is, I had one of my uncles visit her one day, and 4 days later she says, boy, nobody comes to visit me. But if I go back 6 months before that, when he was visiting her every single day, 15 minutes, that's all. How you doing? What's going on? I gotta leave. She did have regular help that went in 6 or 7 hours a day. You go in for breakfast, somebody comes in the morning between 9 and 12, and then somebody comes in between, or excuse me, she's with the house nurse between, let's say, 9 and 12 after breakfast, and then between 1 and 4, she has 2 sessions of 3 and 4 hours a day, and then she's in bed. You know, she's afraid now. I might fall and no one's going to be there. She might forget where the bathroom is. So, but she hasn't yet. Isn't that funny? You don't forget where the bathroom is. She's never forgot where the bathroom is. I have to go to the washroom. The minute she has to go to the washroom, she goes. Yes, eventually the old people have to wear diapers. But they need to be stressed a little bit. And it's stressing. I got to go to the bathroom. You remember that right away. You sit on the toilet, you wipe your ass. You got to keep the mind moving. It's got to have a value of thought. The minute you lose the value of thought, everything seems to go along with it. Because really and truthfully, there's nothing here for us in this world unless we created ourselves within our own mind, in our families. I know I'm bipolar. I know what goes on in my mind. I know how I think. The only time I get nervous is when I'm all alone and I'm saying, shit, can't smoke that joint right now. I'm going to start not to see things, but I can envision. I shut my eyes. When I shut my eyes and put my hands over it, it's been happening more and more lately because I want it to happen. I can see pictures, very, very vague, but I see pictures with color, nice colors. It never used to happen that way because I never thought of thinking it that way, so it couldn't happen. But now I'm closing my eyes and I see vague pictures. of things that I've never seen before, things of the past, could be of the future, because when I close my eyes, it doesn't say a date. Okay? We're running behind schedule right now. It's the year 2016, 2017 right now. It's not 2013. One of the reasons for that is because the extra time in the year, or the 0.25 extra days in the year, that's for the entrance of the spirit vibration. And that connects to your pineal gland, and then it sets onto your heart from within your brain, the radiator that makes it flow, and you continue on. So I see these pictures. Now, it's not schizophrenia, because I've not seen them now, and I never see them at all. But if I go to bed and lie down and relax, I say, okay, let's look. And I close my eyes, and I try to look all the way out here. And I see a light come, and I watch. And the light goes all the way down here. I see a round circle. I do that for about 2-3 minutes. Then I open my eyes. I lie down on an angle, and I look. And I try to look for that circle again at the distance for the light. And now I'm starting to find the light with my eyes open. And I'm seeing things inside the fiery circle, just like if it was a crystal ball. But then it has no value. Not to anybody else, because what am I seeing? I'm not seeing anything that I can tell you a story about. What am I on to next? First thing happened this morning, fingerprint. Painting on my floor. Secrets kept from me. Things that I have done in the past. I have? I did that? I don't remember doing that. I'm being told stories of things I did in the past before I ever became bipolar that I never did. Am I telling you this and I'm lying? No. People have told me I've done crazy things. I sold a big truck once. Big reefer truck. Value of the truck's about 140 grand, and I sold it. Like, fuck. If I sold it, how come I didn't know? Did I get paid for it? No, you were in Las Vegas, you owed it because you gambled and lost that truck to the casinos. I did. Just because I hold up a casino card like this, someone walks in my house and goes, oh, you're going to the casino. What the fuck, man? I've got 100 of these, and every couple of months when I run out from drawing on them and splitting them apart, I got to go get more. I got to get all the games. I just keep picking up these games, bringing them home, and writing down because I find information pertinent for this. Let's look at it this way, okay? We're going to do one thing. The complete opposite corner of Kentucky is Connecticut. The complete opposite corner of Prince Charles is Boardwalk. Now, the thing I'm going to jump onto Prince Charles, I'm going to go on to one of my work, is that 799, which is 693, okay, and 93 is the Herbert Hoover Highway that goes over Hoover Dam, okay. 3716 is 7394, which is the eternity, okay, of the 1010 world, which is the top of the Twin Towers. 311 in the 7 world, okay, or 3113 is 4664. They're talking about Prince Charles. 11 times 11 times 11 is 1331, and Herbert Hoover was the 31st president, and 13 presidents later is Barack Obama. So everything is covered around Las Vegas, and lo and behold, so is Area 51. Area 51 into the 10 worlds is Area 59, Einstein, or EIEIO, the farmer in the dell. So there's a lot of stuff that you may not understand. Another thing is, I mentioned in a previous video, there's 365 days. A turnaround to go around is 360 degrees, but the Earth moves to go around the Sun, and just in general, of 1.0145833333, and that makes up the day. So that means it's not 360 degrees in a day. It's 360 degrees plus 1, which is 19 times 19 is 361. The cycles of the moon. 19 and 19 is S and S. Spirit and soul, S and S is 38. Creation of 38 is 114, which is 3333, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, which which is the pig's pregnancy of 3, 3, and 3, which comes out to, again, the Earth's movement and forward advancement of going around the sun. Okay? But I don't believe, if you think we're just going round and round and round the sun, I don't believe it. If you think your toilet with 5 gallons of water in the back that flushes, with that leaves about 2 gallons in the front, is 7, 7, 5, 5, 7. I don't believe it. 365, okay, is again 195. We're back to the same number, the white wolf of E-I-E-I-O. The French exchange the E for an I. The E for an I is 5 and 9, 9 and 5. Inside the 7 world, the only numbers that work is the Magen David is the 77 in the center, and the octagon is the 55 in the center of 5775. If you take 1776 and reverse it to 6771, it's 7557. The number of moons in 5,775 years is 75,075 moons. Now let's do this a little bit different. Blank, 776. 6776. 76 reverse. 6776. Or 88,088 moons. 8 by 8 is 64. 8 by 8 is 64. Add them together, 128. Add them, add them. So that number, where was I? Is the 88,000 moons. Now, if you look up 6776, they're going to tell you something about Homo sapien and our DNA. Our DNA is duplicated and split. Why? We need it split for the light, so the other angel, either it's an angel or it's just a brain that's in some sort of laboratory underneath the Baltic Ocean, all spread out. Why? Because they need that salt. Somehow that salt causes the electric. The same thing, okay, with the Hiroshima and the energy that's in the air. They needed that energy in the air to continue working these molecules. I don't know how it works. I just know what I read with inside my own mind, and I share it with you, and it could be all bullshit, but today is 13/1/13. Today, we will start to learn something starting, I think, on Wednesday, if that's the right number. From now to, from 14, you see 14 is the center of Rubik's Cube, which is the cross. 15, we're still in the center. 13 and 15 are 28, which are the same row numbers on this wheel. That's the number for the moon. 16 would be the Wednesday. 16 is the dice cube. The only one that when you take the dice cube and look at the 6, if it was a glass cube, you'd be able to see the 1. But if you looked at the 5 and through the 5, the 2 is on the other side, but you wouldn't be able to see it because they already have the dots on the same side. So the 15th, then we have the 16th, the 17th is the day of the Queen, the 18th is Reish, which is the implication of 1 and 8, the heaven of one's angel. The 19th is Man on the Moon. The 20th is the connection of New York coming into the free parking corner, in which connects to the Kentucky of number 22. Number 23, something is created, and number 24, 25. So I'm looking for the 24th, 25th of this month to have, what can I say it will have? I can't talk about snowstorms. We're running on a schedule that's 22 days behind this year because it didn't rain at Christmas time the way it usually does. It's running on a system that's 40 years old from when I was growing up. So something has to happen with knowledge, something about the planets, something where not people like me, but someone like you say, fuck, I never saw that before. Hey, did you see what's in the news? Something exciting in the news, not somebody getting killed. Okay, but something really big, an action that's larger where we're going to find out something, and something has to happen now. The decision has to happen. Are we going to go here and take care of this, or we got to take the guns off the street? Oh my God, another school shooting, but bigger than a school shooting. So it has to do with. I'm going to try and take a look where it is on the wheel here. Number 25. Number 25. Because 25 and 85 actually is 0. because it's to a 10-10 world. It brings it to perfection. So 25 is so funny because it's in between 10, which is the completion of the mine on the moon. 10 and 9 equals the 29. 10, 10, and 9. 10, 9, and 10, 9, whichever world you want. 25 is in between. A and 3 creation, 27 completion of Rubik's Cube next to 00. Here's 8 the heaven, here's your man on the moon. Here's your 9 over here, here's your 9 over here, here's your 9 over here. Here's your 21. 13 is over here like I showed you. Here's your 24. All the numbers are in the same area. So I have to go off of this and go onto this wheel, because this is the wheel that works for us on this side. So I have to find 25 on this side. Then I have to tell you what it's next to. Okay, 25, it's so funny. 25 is in between 17 and 2, which is, again, communication of man on the moon. Next to 21 and 34, 6 and 4, 27 and 19. It's so ridiculous. I only know the singular. I can't put them together. But this would be 25, 42. Oh, my God, it's exactly right. Barack Obama's total number right here. 25, 35, 44. So something, it's the 25th is the date. What's going to go on? I don't know. I just know the information on that day is going to be stronger than any other day, more concrete than anything we've actually talked about. Before we end this video, the energy that comes from outside the world is the question like this. Did the planets really come into alignment? Or are we looking through a looking glass, and that's what we have to believe? The Mayans came from somewhere else. The thing about the Mayans is not that. It's time is what they were talking about, more than the alignment of the planets. But if there was an alignment of the planets, it was caused by those in the planetary system, and the energy was sucked out and given somewhere else so they can use that energy to do something. Earthquakes, something about the earth, something different. And right now in 22 minutes, I've told you nothing, and I realize that. I just want to say that don't fall asleep. Have a good time. And if they're old, do something you wouldn't do. Bring them outside. If they don't want to know, they need that energy. They need to be held up on both sides, because when you start to fall asleep and you feel weak, you stop thinking. You stop using your mind to think that extra mile. Raphael 7286 in a Know Which Way video. I'm not too sure about Rand Paul and the whole situation about the American elections. Just really screwed up for me. And I know Ron is going to, being 76 years old, it's time that we start getting younger. Thank you.